Today we're going to take a look at using prime factorization to determine square roots and if there are perfect squares. We're also just going to take a look at how to square root a number, and we're also going to look at how to cube root a number. And it's going to come into play. It's going to be some practice that we have to look at in going through. So first of all, I just want to show you prime factoring 36 and how you can show that it is a perfect square. So let's start off by prime factoring 36. 36 is divisible by 2. Yep, we get 18 as the dividend. 18 also divisible by 2, so we're going to put another 2 in there. The dividend is 9. 9 divisible by 3. The dividend is 3, and so that's our last prime factor. And so 36 is a combination of 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Now, what you may or may not notice in this one here is that we could actually group these into even groups. We could take this 2 and 3 right here, and we could take this 2 and 3 right here and create two even groups. When we can do this, okay, this is a perfect square. The square root of 36 happens to be 6, 2 times 3. And this just gives us an opportunity to do that. So if you can split the prime factors into two equal groups, the number is a perfect square. Now, on the second side of this here, if you can split it into three equal groups, 36 doesn't work here, you can't do it into three equal groups, then the number is in fact a perfect cube. Now, we're not going to look exactly at perfect cubes, or if maybe some are, maybe some aren't. We should be able to determine if something is a perfect cube, but we're going to take a look at how to take the square root and cube root of numbers. Now, if the square root is a natural number, that value is a perfect square. If the cube root of a number is a natural number as well, no decimals, no fractions, no negatives, no zero, then it is in fact a perfect cube. So let's take a look at this one right here. Square root of 45. Use your calculator. Take the square root of 45. Make sure you know how to take the square root of 45. When you do it, you should get an answer of 6.71 and then some more decimals afterwards. I don't remember the exact decimals there, but usually there's a few more decimals part of that. Now, is this a natural number? No. Therefore, 45 is not a perfect square. What about 182? Well, take a look. What is the square root of 182? 13.49. Did you get that as well? Go back, double check, make sure you got that with your calculator. 13.49 is not a natural number. Therefore, 182 is not a perfect square. The result must be a perfect square. All right, let's take a look at a word problem. We have a square that has an area of 96 square centimeters. What is the side length of the square? Well, to find the area of a square, we do length times length, or length squared. So if we know the area, we can find the side length by taking the square root of 96. Go for it. What's the square root of 96? Put in your calculator, try it out. You should get an answer of 9.80. I believe the answer was 9.79 something, and rounded up to 9.80 centimeters. Okay, is the length of the side. Now, we've done square roots. Let's try cube roots. With a cube root, you'll notice that there is a little 3 above the root symbol. This represents it is a cube root. We are looking for what number cubed gives us 64. Again, if the value that we get is a natural number, that means that the initial number was a perfect cube. So let's take a look. What is the cube root of 64? Look through your calculator. Do you have a cube root button? Okay, you might have a cube root button. You might have an X root button, and you'll have to take a look at how do you figure out where to put that X. It'll be 3, and then you'll have to do that X root button, and then you'll type in 64. And when you do that, you should get an answer of 4. Sweet. This is a natural number. Therefore, 64 is a perfect cube. Awesome. Let's try another one. Cube root of 2050. Try it out in your calculator. are you getting? What value are you getting? Okay. When I put into my calculator, I got 12.70. Is this a natural number? No, it's not. Therefore, 2050 is not a perfect cube. 64 was, 2050 is not. Now, we can do the same thing with a cube. So if a cube has a volume of 100 cubic inches, what is the side length of the cube? Well, to find the volume of a cube, we multiply the side length 3 times. So we do length times length times length, which is the same as length cubed. If we take the cube root of a volume, we will come up with the side length. All right, cube root of 100 inches cubed. What do we get as an answer? 4.64. Therefore, the cube root of 100 is 4.64 inches. If we have a cube with side length 4.64 inches, that will give us a volume of 100 cubic inches. Be sure you know how to use the square root and cube root buttons on your calculator, and be sure that you know that a perfect square and a perfect cube come out of those two buttons.